which is number one thing that improves our English, spoken English. We are talking about spoken English. So what is number one thing that improves our speaking English communication, and what is that like advice, or what is that method, technique, idea, tip, or whatever is it? So let's talk about that. So number one thing is that just we need a good surrounding if we want to learn speaking English. So if we have not people, if we don't have people in our surrounding who talks in English, it can become difficult for us to talk in English. Or like, that's why we join coaching classes. That's why you join coaching classes. You come in coaching classes and just why are you sitting in this morning here in this class? You all know, you know that because you need to improve it, and you need a surrounding. You need people, those who talk in English. So that's the thing. So number one thing is that just we need surrounding. So if we don't have good surrounding where people talk in English, so it becomes difficult for us to talk in English. And let's take the example of thing that when we go out of our state and we live in a different state. Is there any relative of you who lives in different state as Maharashtra, Gujarat? Is there anybody in your families who lives in different states? Yes. Priyanka, right? In which state? Andhra Pradesh. Have you been there? Have you gone there?
No, sir. My brother is gone.
Okay. So what happens with us? And you, Isha?
Maharashtra.
In Maharashtra. Have you lived there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what happens with us that when we have different people from different state and we live with them, in that situation what happens? They talk in Marathi, or in Andhra Pradesh what do they speak? Tamil? What language do they speak? Okay, so whatever it is. So in every state, in every place, there are different people. As I lived in Gujarat, so I realized that people, when we live in Gujarati people, when we live with somebody who speaks different language. So I was in Gujarat. So when I was in Gujarat, I used to live with them, and I bought no dictionary, I bought no grammar book of Gujarati, I bought nothing, and I joined no coaching classes for learning Gujarati when I was in Gujarat. So I was there. So what happened with me, by living with them, by listening them, and just by focusing on their communication, by observing all those things, it happened with me after 2.5 months I started speaking little bit Gujarati. It happened with me. You know why? Because I was in that surrounding. That surrounding is very important for us to speak English if we want to learn. I'm talking about not speaking English, but any language. That if you want to speak, if you want to learn Marathi, you want to learn Gujarati, you will live with them, you observe them, you will be on learning mode all the time, and when you will observe them, that what they are talking and what they are calling to particular thing. Right? If they have I used to live there. So in our country, in our state, we call brinjal. So brinjal is called ringna in Gujarati. They call it ringna. So I didn't know that it is ringna, but when I was living with them, I was in that surrounding. They spoke that this is ringna batata. Aloo bangan को वो कहते हैं ringna batata. So what is in we can say lunch today? So ringna batata is there. So I learned that vocabularies. Why? Because I was listening them what they are calling to a particular thing or vegetable. So it happens with that when we live in that particular surrounding, and when we have people, those who speak that particular language, it happens with us, just we start observing them, and when we observe them, our language improves automatically. And this is number one and the best technique to learn English. But thing is that it's not possible for everybody who lives there. But there are so many people, those who live in different states also, they came from there and they learned nothing. Reason is that because they did not observe anybody. They did not focus on their communication and their words and their sentences making up that particular language. So people, those who speak or those who live in different environment where they speak it, and if you observe them, you observe it from them, and you automatically start improving it. So why I say in this class to you that you just start watching videos and just you start listening other people, you observe them what they are calling to a particular thing and how they are pronouncing it. So it becomes easy. Take an example. You are here in this class, and if it is compulsion for you that you all have to talk in English. Okay, you have not to talk anything in Hindi in that situation, and if you will come here for 30 days, after 30 days you will be able to talk in English. Reason? Because there is nobody who talks in Hindi in this class, and that's why you are able to talk in English. Nobody would talk in English, in Hindi. Not a single, even a single word of Hindi language. So what will happen with us? We observe them how they are talking. We would like to try to speak in English. Whatever we are speaking, whether we are speaking single word or two words or two sentences, no matter what. But you have no option to talk in Hindi. So what would you do? You would start speaking it. Okay, so we need surrounding. So if we don't have surrounding, we have nobody who talks in English. We are not that particular in that particular country where people talk in English. So what we have to do now? What to do? So we need an English buddy, a friend who talks in English, somebody who talks in English. We need someone or somebody. Find out that particular person. And that I am talking it seriously. Find out that particular person. If you really want to improve your English communication, so you need to find out a particular person who talks in English. No matter whether you are like finding it on like an online platform or offline platform or in your family members, your classmate, like find them. ढूंढो, कोई ना कोई मिलेगा जो इंग्लिश में बात करने की कोशिश करना चाहता है या करता है, कर रहा है पहले से. Make him or her your friend and start talking to them in English. So when you will find that particular, because you have no environment and you want to create your mental environment is very like important. So you need someone or somebody, and you start talking to him or her whenever you get time. And if it's not possible, there are so many apps, there are so many platforms on internet also where you can discuss, you can chat in English, you can talk in English. Go and search like which are the platforms where people talk in English, where they discuss in English. We need to create an environment first, and that's important thing. And when we will create that particular environment, we will start thinking in English, and we have no any option. Like you are sitting here in this class, and I would say that I can't talk in Hindi. Don't talk to me in Hindi. Whatever you want to speak to me in English language. So if you are coming here, you know nothing about English language, you speak nothing in English language. But when you will come here in this class continuously, what would happen with you? You would start thinking English कि कुछ ना कुछ तो मेरे को बोलना ही है, जो भी बोलना है इंग्लिश में बोलना है, क्योंकि हिंदी बोलूँगा तो समझ में तो कुछ आना नहीं, इनको कुछ रिस्पॉन्स तो करेंगे नहीं. So that's what. So that's all we are talking about environment, that we have to set that kind of particular environment. So no environment, we have to make our mental environment. It's not possible for everybody to find that environment. We cannot live in like America now. Everybody cannot live in America or England or different kind of countries. Nobody can live. But we can make up our environment here in our brain of English language, that particular environment. Wherever you are talking, whatever you are like, whatever you see, whatever you speak, whatever you think, just like be mad for a few days or few months, and just you will see that you are able to speak in English, you are able to talk in English. It is coming out from your mouth. It will become easy process. So we have to come in this process first.